11 years.
Like I love a good scotch, but you get it already.
I'm probably just gonna share with him. I don't really drink, so I like to make the drink. I have a very low tolerance, and I don't have the drive to build it.
Hey, you know what? That's good. It's cheaper for you to have fun with the ball.
It is. Not really. In it, and I was like, how can you drink this?
Oh yes. Wow. Yes, thank you.
Cheers the phone. Yeah, look at my hang time.
Oh, that's the one that's about to run out. I'm about to say the smell sounds familiar.
You start at the ends, it keeps your hair from breaking off, supposedly. You push, like, try to push the brush till you feel my scalp. So when you put it on there you go. Feels so good, baby. I don't know why I feel better when somebody else brush your hair than when you brush your own hair.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something about the way she moved. I can't figure it out. There's something about
I see you.
Ooh, it's something about kind of woman that wants you but don't need you. Hey, I can't figure it out. There's something about her. 'Cause she walk like the boss, talk like the boss, manicure and nails or something pedicure boss. She's fly effortlessly. She move like a boss, do what a boss do. She got me thinking about getting it all. That's the kind of girl I need. She got her own thing. That's why I love her. It's independent. Won't you come and spend a little time? She got her own thing. That's why I love her. It's independent.
Are you gonna be? Say that you're gonna be. Yeah. Are you gonna be in love with me? I want you and need you to be. Yeah. Are you gonna be? 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 Are you gonna be?
your girl is back in action. I'm getting ready for a business meeting, so I just wanted to come and do a quick base really quick before that meeting. And then after that, I am going to do a creative date night in Look. Valentine's Day is coming, and I know a lot of people celebrate Valentine's Day, so just something over the top, creative, and I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start because I'm limited on time here. Laser hair removal appointment, girl. My sideburns don't end. Like, they're all the way down here. I'm gonna make a laser hair removal. I haven't been in like over 6 months, probably closer to a year. And I'm starting to see the hair come back. Still fine, still not a lot, but I want to get rid of it. I go through these phases where I like thick brows and I just won't do them at all. And so that's where I'm at now. I did fill them in with a pencil, but I'm letting them just grow in. After I shave my brows off, I feel like they came in even. I see what people mean, like when you shave hair, it comes in thicker or fuller. My brows look so full since I did that. But I do want to give the illusion that my brows are arched, so I'm going to do that first. Where are we at with our first quarter goals? Our first quarter plans? Where are we at? I'm doing good. I'm back in the gym. I'm actually sore, and it's so hard sometimes, y'all, to get up and do extra stuff when your body is sore and you still getting back in the gist of getting in the gym. I've cut my carbs and my sugars way, way down. So I know just building that habit and keeping that habit going, I will be in a really good place in a few months, like just physically. And I want to use this year, not just this first quarter, not really just to lose weight. I wanted to shed anything that's no longer serving me or my family. Anytime I drag my feet, it never works out for me. So why don't I just stop dragging my feet? Like, I was supposed to start this video like an hour ago. But what did I do? No. I sit there, check my phone, scroll. None of what I was supposed to be doing. Now here we are. Anyways. So January, I want to use that January, first quarter, January through March. I want to use that to rid myself of anything that no longer serves me or my family. Whether it's people, relationships, jobs, weight, debt, subscriptions, literally everything. Anything in our house, anything in our mind, anything in our body, anything in our spirit. But what really clicked, it really clicked for me when I was reading the word. So, you know, I'm a newlywed confessions, but also everybody who's married is not a Christian. And everybody who claims Christianity doesn't follow biblical practices. So, just like with anything else, if I want to know how to do something or how to do better or how to maximize things, I'm going to go to the person that created it. And the person that created me and marriage was our Heavenly Father. So I'm in the Word and I'm like, you know, He dropped it in my spirit. I'm like, God, you know, a lot of times I don't have like a devotional. Whatever God puts in my spirit or whatever He prompts me to read, I read that. If He doesn't give me anything, then that means I need to keep studying what I already. Ooh, that's a word. If He doesn't give me anything new, that means I need to keep doing that thing or studying that thing until He gives me something new. So He prompted me to look up you know, in the back you have an index, a lot of the common terms in the Bible. And so told me to look up wife. So I look up wife. I'm like, God, who do you want me to be? What makes me a good wife? Because after your daughter, I'm a wife. And so I looked at every time the word wife was mentioned in the Bible. I looked it up. I went and I read the scripture, and there was a few that stood out to me. So I like to assume that everybody knows nothing just so I can, explain things better. The Old Testament is written in Hebrew. The New Testament is written in Greek. So in the Old Testament, in Hebrew, which is the Old Covenant, law still abides, but it's another story. And commonly, interchangeably, woman and wife are used. So wife and woman, it's kind of like more like synonyms rather than a choice. I'll just say God created us to have relationships. Not everybody, but majority of us. He created us to have relationships and to be that helpmate for our husbands. You are there to help complete your husband's purpose and his vision for the family, period. You're there to make his life easier and also enjoy yours as well. Commonly, a lot of things when you're a submissive wife, a lot of things that God calls us to do, we enjoy doing anyways. We just can't get caught up in the city girl lifestyle or the Meg Thee Stallion or the Cardi B lifestyle and think it's gonna work out. Like, no, baby, you God made order, so you gotta follow that order. I'm getting off track here. Anyways, let's go back to the scriptures I was looking up. So it's Psalms 128:3. Your wife be like a fruitful vine in your house. Your children be like olive shoots around your table. And that was a good thing. So if he's telling the man or the husband that he's going to be prosperous and his wife is going to be like a fruitful vine in his house, my next question was, okay, how do fruitful vines grow? If that's how I'm supposed to be to my husband, if that's what a good wife is, what am I supposed to be to my household? So my first question was, how do vines grow? And I just did a Google search, because a lot of things that God does and wants for us in the spirit, how it operates, he does it in the natural as well. But I mean, even by plants, even a relationship with him, we have to die to ourselves before we can grow. Meaning we have to give up our way of life once we come to him and allow him to mold us and shape us into the person he's called us to be. Just like any seed has to die. I don't know if y'all knew that. It has to go in the dark. So it's alone, it's isolated. It has to die before it sprouts. Cool, huh? So vines, they grow quicker in warmer, longer days. So the first thing I noticed. May not make much of a difference. Okay. So I just kept on reading. I'm like, okay. I like it when it's warm, I don't know what that meant, but just kept reading. Vines grow along with their support structure. We both answer to God, right? But I answer to my husband. So I'm to grow along with my husband. Vines also cling to their support system. So if you're working with your husband in all things, in agreement in all things that he says and does, not saying, oh, do what I say, yes, sir, boss, but yes, decide and yes, have conversations, but the ultimate decision belongs to your husband about the way the family goes and the, decisions that are made. It also says that vines grow faster with a support system. Whether you're single or married, you're going to grow and you're going to evolve faster when you have a support system. Single women, that doesn't mean that you're not going to grow. Your focus should be on who God is calling you to be and heal from in that season, and what he wants you to learn before marriage, and habits he wants you to establish before marriage. And vines actually can grow without a support system. They grow slower, but they also grow into shrub like, rather than up and around and attaching to their support system. They just grow like shrubs. So it's not that it won't grow. It's just not that's the maximized way to achieve growth. Another interesting thing that I read was vines adapt to their environment. So the weather changes, the vines learn to adapt to whatever the weather is. They're not only inclusive to one weather or 1 degree of sunlight or one amount of watering. They learn to adapt to their environment. Same thing with our marriage, right? Our husband is our lead, he's our protection, he's our provider, right? So if he's like, okay, let's move out of town, you have to adapt to that change. You have to adapt to that environment. You have to be willing to submit to that, because it's your job ultimately. Whether it's income, whether it's moving, whether it's ending or beginning friendships or relationships, as long as it's biblical, we are to adapt to what our husband is saying or trying to do for our family. Vines also use the least amount of energy when they have a support system. So that support system may look different for everybody, whether it's, people God's placed in your life, people that, you and your husband trust and are able to mentor you or, support your family and your marriage, whether it's actual systems, whether it's journaling, whether it's working out, whether the system is, to help your garden grow, or the system is to help you finish laundry faster and there's order. You're going to use less energy if you rely on your support system and not try to do everything. Oh, I got this. You don't. Even if you don't have the people, there's resources, there's supplies, there's systems that you can put in place to make your life easier so that you will have the energy to be that fruitful wife. I'm gonna finish this up here and put on some gloss, and I gotta get on Zoom. With vines, pruning is always done after the vine is done flowering. So when no more fruit is being produced, the vine has to be pruned. In our lives, sometimes we can get stuck, the same job, same friends, same income, same habits, but it's not beneficial to you, it's not beneficial to the kingdom, it is not beneficial to your marriage anymore. That's when it's time for pruning. That's when it's time to make a change and allow God to guide you and lead you. Okay, God, what do I do? Like, you're not responsible to answer to God for your husband. You're responsible to answer to God for you. So when that season is done producing fruit, instead of getting upset and why me? Why did this happen? Or, I don't want to. The more you learn to adapt with your environment, the more you learn to adapt to your environment and cling to your support system and be willing to go with change instead of, being so hurt. Because sometimes change is hard. Like, we don't want to. Some of the things we like or we do, they become easy. And so that's what we want to do, And I get it. But in order to be fruitful and remain fruitful, the things that are dead, the leaves that are no longer producing, have to be cut off. And I was like, oh God, this is what you meant. This is what you talking about. So it just, everything started to make sense. And you know what else? I looked at the typical time. The typical time for vines to be pruned is from January through March. What? It's pruning time, baby. Time to cut off all the dead weight. Gotta go. All those old ways gotta go. We gotta build new habits. We gotta be healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually in order to carry the things that God has called us to do in the season, regardless of what that looks like. If you're going to work, if you're staying home, if you're doing lawn care, I don't know. But you have to take care of yourself so that you can fill up your own cup spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, so that you can go forth and do the things God has called you to do. So this is pretty much just the base layer for what I want to do today. I'm going to get on my Zoom, put on my suit jacket, get on my Zoom, and I'll be back.